What's going on, everyone? There goes the music again. So, yesterday, I finally got up to level 99 on Blue Mage. And right now I am 99 sub dancer, 99 blue sub dancer. I am going to go with a warrior sub now because the traits are better. I will lose my spectral jig, but I'll just buy some oils and powders. So here's what I'm going to do today. First, I'm going to show you why Blue Mage is broken right now on my server. But first, let me go to Bastock because I need to grab, well, it doesn't have to be Bastock, but I need to grab a, is it Caliber ring? For, whatever the capacity point ring is. Because I no longer need XP on this character. I mean, I do need merits, but I'm not worried about merits as much. They'll come naturally. What I want is more capacity points, because if you're just joining me, if you're a new viewer, this particular server, I am basically declaring it to 99 cap, but non-eye level. But you can still get capacity points and cap those, but the capacity points are severely boosted. Facility ring, that's the capacity point one. 1,000 login points, I'll take it. Can I get 2? I don't even think I can get 2. Why does it give me this option? Can't get 2. I can get 1. Okay. Oh wait, am I full? Do I not? I'm not full. Do I already have one? I must already have one. I didn't know that I already had one. Did I have it stashed away somewhere? Facility ring. Let me do a search here. By the way, I'm not on camera today because the air conditioning went out yesterday. And I haven't been able to fix it yet. I'm working on some things and hopefully I'll get it going again later today. But it's Florida and I don't have any clothes on. I have some clothes on, don't worry. But ain't nobody want to see this, so. Facility ring in my inventory. Really? Where? And why is it not in my... I guess because I need to occasionally change it out. Did I just get it? Did I just get it just now? And if so, did I somehow cheat the system? And I selected 2, but it didn't take out 2,000, but it did still give me a facility ring? Or did I already have it? I don't know, but I'm using it. Maybe I'll test that out later. Alright, so now that I'm boosted with capacity point gains, I'm going to show you that Blue Mage is borked. Totally borked. Well, this one spell is in particular. I'm sure there's other spells that aren't balanced correctly, but are not like drastically, absurdly off as much as Diffusion Ray is right now. So back to what I was doing yesterday, was working my way through Seekers of Adeline zones to get to Yorshka Weald and Marjami Ravine and Moramar Basalt Fields, Kamir Drifts. So I think, let's see, did I get to Yorshka Weald yet? I don't think so. Let me, since I'm doing testing, I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to cheat a little bit. Okay, this is the entrance of this. Yeah, this is the right entrance too. I'm going to go back into, what is it, Doe Gates? Daho Gates? Woe Gates, sorry. All these, there's like 4 different something gates zones. C, SIH, DHO, WOH, and M-O-H, Mogates. But, so that was come here drifts. Moramar Basalt Fields is over there. I need to head south to Yorshka Weald. I'm going to call some trusts in here, show you Diffusion Ray and how it's being absurd, and maybe even show you how I can edit the damage a little bit and make it a little bit more realistic. Of course, sometimes it does a very normal amount of damage, but then sometimes it gets absurdly high. So, I have to do some investigating on that. I also forgot to change my sub, and forgot to get food. So, oh well. Metal Cruncher Worm, I think there's a trial for that. Might as well get that going. Isn't there? Metal Cruncher Worm, yeah. So I'll try on these guys. I think they aggro anyway, so yeah, they do. Sure they do. Ouch. Alright, now watch this damage. Wait, what is it? Heavy diffusion ray. Absolutely broken. 99,649. Absolutely broken. And it's AoE too, so I can like take out things that are crazy. I just got 3,000 capacity points, and that's not even showing the proper amount too. That's actually multiple times that amount. But for some reason it's showing me the wrong amount that I'm actually getting. Well, what's up, Ant? You got any custom commands on your server, like a Mog you could use anywhere or something? I don't. I mean, just the base commands that already come with the server, like, you know, spawn mob and zone and stuff. Really, come on. They're both gonna stone 5 me, and I'm gonna not be able to heal from it because my... Okay. No, I don't have any custom commands. I should figure out how to, though. So, let me do another diffusion ray. It was definitely conal, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to be conal or not. Yeah, I just got three job points from that. It's 3,600 capacity points. I'm okay with that because I want the capacity points to come quite fast. Because I'm not spending hours, like hundreds of hours, maxing out job points. So I don't mind spending several hours maxing out, but let's see. So diffusion ray. Okay, so it is conal, or fan-shaped. Fan-shaped light damage originating from the caster, sure. The modifier is 40% mind, and FTP is 5.0. It's light, but it's magical damage. So let me check out the details in the files. Find that. Alright, so spells, blue, diffusion ray. Okay. I'll bring it up on the screen here. Let me make myself safe, then bring it up for you. Alright, so here are the details for diffusion ray. Ecosystem archaic machine. Okay, so that's a chariot. TP mod is damage. Okay, magical light based mind is the attribute. Bonus parameters, bonus 50, I don't know what that means. Number of hits is 1. Multiplier. TP multiplier is 2. FTP shows 5. I'm not sure what the difference between FTP is and TP multiplier, or means the same thing. It should be this is showing mind 70%. It should only be 40% mind. Damage upper cap says 49. That's not a huge damage upper cap. So still doesn't really explain why it's doing so much absurd damage. Let me save that with a change there for the mind here and see if that makes a drastic difference in the damage. This should be in real time. Serac Rabbit. Fusion Ray, still 9999. Why is it going up so absurdly high? I mean, it's not normally a spell I would use for typical damage anyway. It's mostly there for the store TP trait and the stats you get with it: 5 strength and 7 vitality. Your blue power in the main Lua is set at 1,000, right? 1.0, right? It is not. It is higher than it should be, but I mean, it's not like absurdly high. It's not 1,000 times high. The other spells are just a little bit stronger. They're not crazy strong. It's only this spell that's absurd. I have the blue power set at 2.5, by the way. So it is basically 2.5 times powerful. So if I set that back to 1, then the damage would, the fusion ray would only be like 40,000 or something. But that's still really high. It should be in the, with my gear and non-eye level, it should be maybe 500 to 1,500 or something there, probably. What did you set it at? I'm curious. Oh yeah, I haven't tested it yet because I want to play more legit like you are, but I set Ninjutsu to 2.0. I'm wondering when I try it, it will be insane. I think Ninjutsu can afford to be a lot higher than 2.0 because it doesn't do that much damage anyway. But I had the same idea with Ninja, because I wanted it to feel a little bit more like Yuffie from 7 Rebirth. Just how you're like throwing out ninjutsu spells and doing good damage, and it just feels stronger and more fun that way. So I kind of wanted Ninja on this server to feel a little bit more like Yuffie. However, I believe I found out, it may have been you or someone else who told me that increasing ninjutsu damage in that main setting will also increase the monster's ninjutsu damage, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But do these rabbits aggro? Yes, they do. I'm not worried about you rabbits, but okay. So, is going up with ninjutsu to insane damage might not be a good idea if you're fighting ninjas. Just like boosting up elemental caused me to get one-shotted several times in Dynamis because of monsters doing damage to me. Yeah, in the main settings, I think it does increase it across the board. But the monsters do blue damage if they're blue mage job, which means some Mamulja are blue mage, and there may be some like other beastmen that are blue mage. No regular mobs are. It all depends on their the beastman job of blue mage. So I know there's some Mamulja. The Mamulja mimickers, I think, are the blue mages. So I gotta watch out for those. And there might be some more. Let me ask Google AI. What monsters in Final Fantasy XI are considered blue mages? It doesn't know. I don't think it really knows. Oh well. Anyway. What am I doing here? Accuracy is super low against these rabbits. I mean, this particular zone does have pretty high level mobs. Oh, that's right, I don't have cannonball set. Yeah, I just got like 5 job points. Not 5 capacity points, 5 full job points. I'm thinking I'm liking the speed of job points. Like in the last I gotten 15 job points in the last 10 minutes or so fighting. Soul Flares might be, yeah, they might be. Maybe. I feel like they're more black mages though. I know I've gotten some like Bio and Stone 5s or Thunder 5s from them or something. So my other blue mage spells are doing not impressive damage. But that's probably because the accuracy. Like that Quadra Strike right now, looks like maybe just one hit and he landed. My accuracy is junk. I'm wearing the Thalmos coat. By the way, check this out. I have the Tempest Fugit Haste 14% belt. It's crazy. Accuracy 15 on this mantle. Accuracy and sword skill on my headpiece here. Accuracy there. Good accuracy on the Thalmos Kex. No accuracy on my shoes. Definitely need some better shoes. And probably some better rings too. Got the Peacock Amulet. Definitely need some better swords, but gonna have to save up some money for those. Alright, one more Metal Cruncher. That'll finish that page. If I get that close, those rabbits will aggro me. But check this out. By the way, yesterday I got Droning Whirlwind from Colcab, the Wildskeeper Reeve B. I was able to get her to spawn, get her to use her ability, and learn it. So, yeah, that's pretty fun. Which means, in theory, I will be able to... See, that did 0 damage. That diffusion rate did 0 damage. Plus, I think it's casting a lot faster than it should. Stone go 3. You know what? I'm gonna finish off this guy, then head run to zone. Can't cast Cannonball. I forgot. Keep forgetting. Okay. That page finished. Heading to zone. These guys are gonna bind me, aren't they? If I get too close. Wheezing AccuX. They gonna aggro me too? Nope, no aggro. At least not sound. Cross over the ridge. I think these Druzy Twithrums will aggro. Let's see. With. Yep. Okay, I can make it though. I can make it. I think. More Twithrums. Well, then those ones aren't aggroing me. I don't know. I don't have an explanation. The butterflies are weird when it comes to aggro. Sometimes it's magic, sometimes it's just now what I guess it was sound. But anyway, Yorshka Wield. I need to go AFK for a minute. I'll be right back. I'll leave you with the pleasant sounds of Yorshka Wield. Be right back. I'm back. So, in this zone, we will find plentiful creatures that I have not learned anything from yet. Especially a couple different elementals that, if they are working, I could potentially learn 4 different spells from. I think there are 2 different elementals that spawn here. I don't remember which ones, and each of them have 2 spells. If working. Now this particular place is the most absurd map I've ever seen in this game. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. Look at this place. Snapweeds. Nope, I don't have these guys. I don't even know if they used their spell appropriately. Forget what it is. I'll know it when I see it. If I see anything. He's not doing anything. So let me look up snapweeds. Of the snapweed family. Snapweed families use Nectarious Deluge, which is in damage and poison. So I need to find another spell that does damage and poison. Copy that. Create a new file for it, and that should initiate its usage. So let's see, actions folder, mob skills folder. If I copy Featherstorm, that's the Yugudo enemy. Featherstorm, it's under F. Obviously. There's like so many files in this folder. Sometimes it's hard to find. Featherstorm, F-E-A. F-E-A. Feather Barrier, that's not it. Featherstorm. Okay. So, Featherstorm does poison attack, it's piercing. Let me save this as... Nectarious Deluge. Nectarious Deluge. Okay, that is now a file in existence. It does damage and AoE poison, or damage and poison and conal. The conal factor is handled in a different spot, so this one here, I'm just going to leave it as is. And hope that the snapweeds then use it. File is saved. should be real time. So now this guy should use Nectarous Deluge. And if it does, I should be able to learn it. There it is, Nectarous Deluge. Look how smart I am, guys. I think it's cool you're building spells instead of using a vendor solution or something like that. I might have to resort to that under certain circumstances if I can't figure out how. Like, for example, I don't know how I'm going to be able to even get into the zone for Shinryu, because the coding is not there, and it's not just a place I can walk into with a wall hack. I think I can actually kind of zone to a different spot, a different zone technically. So I don't know if I can somehow get into that area, then I will be able to probably spawn Shinryu and then probably make him use the spell. But if I can't even get into the area where the thing spawns, I can't fight it unless I also create a custom place that it spawns somewhere out in the world where I can get to. Are you going to upload your Luas to GitHub or anything? I'm not confident enough that these are bug-free that they would even accept them and be like, hey, good job, buddy. No. These things are bugged. They simply just exist. They're not working properly at all. Except for the fact that the monster uses them, and I'm able to learn it, just like I did with Nectarous Deluge just now. Check that off my list. But I will... Nectarous Deluge... Where are you? Not to be confused with the Rending Deluge, which I already have. Nectarous Deluge there, but I'm going to keep a question mark by it because I know it's bugged out. Oh, by the way, what are the quests for this zone? Dough Gates, I'm going to get rid of that one. Don't need that. Yorsha Snapweeds. Cheeky Opos. Bronze Caps. You know, I still need Queasy Shroom, and I still need Blank Gaze, so I might as well make those work. You can make your own GitHub, I mean, not like submit it to LSB. Oh, I don't even know how to do that. Chances are that's probably easier than making the changes that I'm making, figuring all this stuff out, though. But I've never really... I guess I could. But... Oh, Chigo. Oh, strong damn. Whoa, I can't... What? What? Swollen Chigos. I couldn't even target them. Plus there was 2 of them. Okay. Okay. Alright. You've made your point. I will take you seriously, tiny fleas. That was terrible. So, but since I'm back in town, I might as well use up my job points. I got 24 job points. Let's see. Blue magic points is the priority. Hey, look at that. Perfect amount for 3 more upgrades. And now, Turn on Blue Guide again. Update spells. Lua load Blue Guide. Now that I have... Actually, I have 9 spaces to work with now. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to change my sub to Warrior. So now Warrior will have... No, that's not at all the gear that I wanted. And I do have, actually, let me change my spells first. Because that will give me, that will take away and give me dual wield. I'll be taking away and giving myself dual wield again. Alright, so it looks like the defense bonus, I already have the base one. I already have attack bonus. I already have double attack. So what I need to do is I need to get Demoralizing Roar and Thrashing Assault, so that I can get triple attack from Blue Mage and still have double attack from Sub Warrior. But right now, if I were to click that and that to give myself double attack, it's basically the one I already have. So that means it's pointless to have these set unless I'm just going to use them for damage. Thrashing Assault, though, that's an issue because the Meebles only show up in Meeble burrows. I don't know if there's anywhere else to fight Meebles, and I don't have the ability to make Meeble burrows work, and I can't just wall hack into that zone. Unless I can use the zone command to zone into the silver mines, and then those monsters just happen to be up already, but without actually initiating the quest or the mission. How will those even spawn? I don't know. In the meantime, though, Molting Plumage, I passed by some tool fairs, those big pink birds, and they didn't use anything. So that's one thing I need to finish, put those in there so I can get the base dual wield right from that. But in the meantime, Mortal Ray, Delta Thrust, that's a cheap way to get dual wield. Dual wield 2 with this one, and this one will work. Double attack I already have. I already have the base attack bonus and can't get a second one because I don't have the spells for it. Accuracy bonus I can activate. Store TP I can activate with Diffusion Ray alone. And then 2 more. Sudden Lunge, Tail Slap. Skill Chain bonus I can activate with Quadra Strike, Goblin Rush, which I would have anyway. Auto Refresh I'm going to need. Winds of Promethean, that's 4 points. I need another 4 points. Voracious Trunk, Cold Wave. That activates that. Evasion bonus. Do I really need that? Restoral, yes. Even though I already have max HP bonus. White Wind, yes. 5 more points to use. Let me slide over to utility spells and give myself like Headbutt, for example. Nothing wrong with having Headbutt on at all times. And Cocoon, that works. Okay, good enough for now. Close. So now that I have officially have dual wield. Oh, I still kept it on. That's weird. You asked me, it probably shouldn't have stayed on. Most accuracy I can manage. Even though this body here has accuracy and refresh, I like the double attack, triple attack, and quadruple attack of the Thamas coat. Most accuracy possible is that. Lots of haste. Thamas. These shoes, even though they're not terribly great. Epona's ring, of course. accuracy. Hecate's ring. Hecate's ring. Magic critical hit rate. I wonder if that has something to do with my diffusion ray being borked. Could be. Alright, so back at it. Where was I again? I was in Yorshka Weald. But I need to make sure that I get some silent oils and powders. Oh yeah. I have a feeling I'll be seeing those Chicos again. Alright, since I died in a cheap, broken server way, didn't even target them, I will zone back into Yorshka Weald. Wondering which entrance it takes me to. That is not the entrance I came out before. I think this is the entrance from Sirdas Caverns. The one that actually brings you to right to the outpost-ish area. So I can zone back in here without cheating again, I think. I'm gonna pop this re-razor, because who knows what happens. Because it's hard to even see those guys. Wide scan for some NPCs, station administrator. Station worker, waypoint, right over here. So I need to make my way right over to the east somehow. Not north. Just came from there. Obviously it's this way. I'm gonna go ahead and pop silent oil. Because screw those fleas. They usually like to hang out in bushes or shrubs. Look at this zone. Look how much detail there is. Although none of the bushes are moving, I wonder if they're supposed to be moving, or I just have settings low or something. But alright, so now I can come back to here without using my secret powers. There's no weather right now. So, I'm really looking for the elementals. I really just need to see if they do what I need them to do. In fact, let me do some investigating. Your shall wield. What elementals are available in these areas? Let's see. Thought there were some elementals here. Stolid Bergen. That's one of them. Stolid Bergen. That is the darkness. Right? Is it darkness and earth, I think. Or the darkness elemental, which is earth and dark. So that means Tenebral Crush and something else, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Bergens do Entomb and Tenebral Crush. So, I am going to make darkness happen. So, set weather darkness. Okay, darkness is activated. So I don't even know if weather is working in this zone. So there should be a Bergen that showed up somewhere, as long as this darkness lasts. Bronze cap. Might as well kill, because I need that page. And Queasy Shroom. If you can believe it. It's a level 8 spell that I still don't have. Oh, I need a Plantoids anyway. Plantoids as well. Not Frog Kick, I want Queasy Shroom. First, let me make sure that I actually don't have it. Okay. It's a physical spell. It would have been the first couple pages. I think all characters should be able to get equipment and or skills that allow them to kind of almost constantly attack when they get up to the highest level, like I've been doing here. They should have the ability in either a combination of gear options and magic options and skill options that allows them to pretty much constantly attack. But only brief pauses between rounds. But of course those brief pauses are helped a little bit because of the animation for a dual wielding character double attacking. It takes a little bit longer than a, you know, a single greatsword swipe or something. But so the pause in between rounds is going to seem longer for a two-handed weapon. But only like a second or two pause between rounds, I think, is a good amount of delay to seem like the character is really attacking, really being strong, and really action-based and gaining TP fast. And I don't expect it to be as fast-paced as Final Fantasy XIV, for example. Oh, Your Shall Wield number 3 is done. Shadow Geode. Don't have that activated. Titan can go away. Shadow Geode. I keep thinking sneaking in Viz when zoning would be cool. There's one particular place that I absolutely needed it. You know, Monastic Cavern, the basement area of Devoy. How you get through that bottom, the main area with all those mobs clustered, not the higher level area, but the mid-level area, and you come out in the island in the middle of Devoy. There was one particular mob that always seemed to be looking at me, and because the zone was, or walls or something were bugged, it could see through the walls. So I would zone out there in that little hole in the middle of the island, in the middle of Devoy, and I would immediately be attacked without trusts, without invis or anything, by a orcish sharpshooter or orcish ranger or something like that. So in that case, starting a zone with invis would be quite useful. Sap Trap, I don't actually have Soporific either. Okay, Earth is still up. Let's see if I can find a Burden around here somewhere. They might not even spawn properly anyway. Soporific, mister. There we go. Alright, Verlaine roll, cure Upperuru, please. Seems the Volaneral's logic is not working properly. He should be curing Upperuru right now, and Upperuru should then cure Raga to wake everyone up. Did I just hit something? But I'm still asleep. Oh yeah, it's because he just used it again. Nope. Soporific. It should wake me up. There's Kiraga from Aparuru. Soporific. Soporific get. All right. More oil. It would be nice to change the AoE trust weapon skills to a single target. You probably could. I'm sure there's some coding somewhere for Uriel Blade. You can just make it non-AoE. Because you are able to use Uriel Blade as a character if you have that particular weapon. The it's the weapon from not Conquest. Whatever the fighting on the battlefield thing is for Wings of the Goddess campaign. There's a campaign weapon that you can get. Well, what's up, Matt? Yep, I can give you all the Luas and update the database to make all the spells available, but they require a decent amount of work to get them working and balanced. There are several that are broken. That's what I've been working through, Matt. I've been finding all the mobs that haven't been able to use, that aren't using any abilities, and I'm going into the mob skills folder and adding those abilities so they can use them. They're bugged out, not with the right animations and stuff, but at least they're using them and I'm able to learn. For example, I even got Droning Whirlwind from Colcab, the Wildskeeper Reeve NM. So those are learnable now on my server. Alright, so I guess I'm going this way. Still looking for a Bergen. See if I can learn Tenebral Crush. Ah, there's some Chigos. You little... Oh, wait. I was snuck. I was snuck. That's it. God mode. Oops. No, no. God mode. God mode. I was snuck. You little bastards. What mobs did I attach them to? I gave Colcab herself Droning Whirlwind. So I just wall hacked my way through the spot where you teleport to the zone. I wall hacked through it. I spawned Colcab manually, and I gave I created the file in the mob skills file for that, and then it was already programmed to associate with it, and it used it, and I got it. And yes, I got owned. So I basically, I'm going to be able to spawn all the Wildskeeper Reeves NMs, give them the ability to use the spells that already seem to be programmed for them, just missing. Come on! You can't see me right now, but I'm face palming. I think you should be able to use GM commands while you're dead. So the animation is broken on the mob. It is actually learned from. Absolutely, it is. It is some sort of a like coin toss type of animation that it was doing, but it is being used by the mob, and it is learnable. By the way, also the Wildskeeper Reeves were super weak, and I basically like to give myself a little bit more challenge. I just made it like level 90. But I mean, realistically, they should probably be like maybe 105 or something for my one-person party to be able to kill it. Maybe 110 or something. So if I can, If I can't target those, if I can't even target those and like give myself a chance to survive, then how am I supposed to navigate this place? I don't want to like go back. I'm gonna, you know what? Logging in Zeus. Logging in Zeus. I don't even care. Okay. If I leave Zeus logged in, you guys are going to hear Juno music the whole time. Or I could just turn down the music. Okay. I'll leave him logged in for now. Hopefully it won't bog down my computer much to have. Okay, no aggro, no aggro. Thank you. Thank you. More bronze caps. Let me... all my trusts and then rest, I guess. Is there a command to remove weakness? Wonder if there is. Olympus toolbox server confirmed. Yes. Absolutely. I haven't tested how many players I can have at once, but I have several players, several full accounts that are able to log in. In theory, I could have a whole party of characters. I still haven't tested the... I've been able to test the ability to be like full alliance with trusts yet. Even though I thought I correctly took away that code that disallows that. I haven't actually tested it yet. Because you need like a third character to create a party. But then it's like stay in party, you know. The mob animation thing should be relatively straightforward since the mob skill and animation are referenced in the blue spell itself. The blue spell itself has the proper animation. It's the mob skill that doesn't have the right animation. So that's where I have to dive into. So the mob skill is what's giving me like the coin toss animation. The skill itself, when I use it, does seem to be appropriate. I would think you would just need to make sure that you use the same animation on the blue spell uses, which is how most of them... Oh, okay. That makes sense. So just establish whatever the blue spell is, put that same number in that field in the database. Yeah, okay. So, makes sense. So if it uses the same animation, then yeah, I gotcha. Pardon my cracking open of my delicious beverage. Soda stream, baby. Plain seltzer water is an acquired taste, but once you do, and once you have a taste for it, it is a superb replacement for soda. One of the best Christmas presents I ever got. That part is a headache that I did get all those proper animations so that they could be added to the game. And I thank you for it. Saved me a ton of work. If you check out earlier in the stream, I don't know if you're just joining in real time, but right now, distortion. No, what is it? Diffusion ray. Diffusion ray is doing absurd damage. like 9999 damage, or it's doing like 0 damage. I did adjust some of the damage stats in the Lua, but it didn't really seem to do much, so I don't know what's up with that. I can just basically one-shot mobs sometimes, and sometimes do nothing. So, it's kind of crazy. Diffusion rate is AoE. Yeah, it's conal AoE. That part is working. It has the right animation, the right... it does work in a cone, but it's just the damage is absurd. It's not default. That's the way it should be, and that's the way... I think. Let me just double check here. I thought I checked earlier. Diffusion ray is AoE on the blue spell. Deals light damage to enemies in a fan area originator from caster. It actually does do 9999, yeah. It absolutely does. Or sometimes it does 0, or sometimes it does 4,000 damage. And I don't see any obvious like crazy spots here in the notepad. I'll show you. Diffusion ray. Unless you can tell me right now, like what you see on here that should be changed. But I changed this mind parameter to 0.4, like it shows on the wiki for Blue Mage on the Blue Mage side. It shows 40%. Before it had 0.7 for 70% mind. The damage cap here is 49, which shouldn't that limit the amount of damage it's doing? But I haven't changed that. That's just what it is. The FTP on the wiki shows 5.0, but I'm not sure if it just shows FTP instead of like this. These TP multipliers here look like there should be for a physical damage and not for a magical damage spell, because Chain Affinity is not going to work on a magical spell, right? So if this is a magical spell, these TP multipliers don't apply, right? Because it's not, you can't use Chain Affinity with it. But is Burst Affinity working in that way? Does Burst Affinity check TP? It shouldn't, because it's not a TP base. It's just Burst Affinity is just to enable the magic burst and maybe some accuracy or something. I don't know. Am I on the right track there? Yeah, like I said, a lot of them are copy and paste, yeah. And I don't think it should be able to be combined with Azure. Yeah. Okay, so that seems like it might be, but I didn't actually use Azure Lore or Chain Affinity with it, but it's just doing it base by itself, not even activating those. So let me comment that out. Through here. Damage upper cap, 49. Parameters difference, I don't know what that means. Bonus, parameters bonus, I'm not sure. Number of hits should still be 1. It completely has to be gutted and match a magic spell, but sometimes when I do that, it just breaks the ability altogether. Okay. So, alright, so basically what you're saying is, you did enough to make it work, but you're acknowledging that sometimes some of these are broken. Which is quite clear. Some of these are broken. That's right, I'll work through them as I find them. No big deal. It's fun to get myself out of a pinch anyway. Alright, darkness is still going. Still looking for some Bergens. Shadow Scour Umbril. I do still need Paralyzing Triad. By the way, anybody who watched my live stream yesterday, I told you guys how the Umbrils were doing mob abilities for quad ops, but after a server reset, they seem to be not doing those anymore. So, at least not the same ones I fought. So I'm thinking maybe those Umbrils are fixed. Maybe. probably the bonus if I had to guess. I didn't write these. I found these for sure in their carryovers from Topaz. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Some of them were fixed and some of them are not. Anything 75 plus and you got a problem child spells. Problem child spells. Gotcha. I gotcha. So then maybe on the absurd ones, I just need to kind of be aware of and maybe make a new one, make a new version of them with based on a more appropriate copy of a spell. Okay, I'm back here. Did I want to be back here? No. Alright, I need a better map, damn it. This is ridiculous. Okay, so there is a better map on Wiki here. Well, that makes slightly more sense. Still not a ton of sense, but slightly more sense. And I do need to probably swap out all these old maps with some more useful maps, but in the meantime, I guess this will have to be to do for now. Yeah, now you feel my pain. It's not just about balance. The balance is a totally separate thing. Just getting them working is a feat in itself. Yep. I gotcha. Alright, so I'm... Oh, let me bring this down. So I am here on the map. I need to work my way south, trying to avoid these seemingly true sound Chigos, unless Chigos are sight. Are Chigos sight? Maybe they're sight. Maybe I should still be just Dancer sub because yeah, Chigos might be sight. I thought they were sound though. I guess let's go back to where they are and see if I get aggro. Because they could be true sound. Let's see, I wasn't here, I was here. So I am... It's even hard to tell where I am on this better map too. I died here, didn't I? This is where I died. Chigo. They are true sound or sight. Haha! Take this. You sons of bitches. There's 3 of them. Three of these little bastards. So if I have to deal with true sound, untargetable fleas that I can't see, that will kill me instantly. Okay, well clearly those guys aggro too. I wonder if an AoE attack will kill the Chigos even though I can't target them. Here's where I'll use some Diffusion Ray. Check this out, mister. Oh, it's doing 0 damage. Alright, let me try with Chain Affinity and Burst Affinity. Still 0. Alright. Tail Slap. Alright, I'm in God mode right now, so I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, I can't even start fighting because of the animations. Oh, I'm also slept. Okay. Let's see if an AoE weapon skill will hit those Chigos. Nope. Well, this is lame. Because that means I'm going to get aggro from the snapweeds too. I'm not going to be able to keep Sneaker and Viz up. Alright, well, I guess I'm just training the whole zone. How about that? Shadow Scourge Umbral. So at least try to get some paralyzing triad. So painful. Saps her sight. Yeah. Molting Plumage is my broken spell right now. As long as I can just learn it and get the traits from it, I'm happy. But yeah, I ran into some tool fairs yesterday and they didn't do anything for me. See, now I'm just cheating. I already have Nectarous Deluge. Still looking for a Bergen. Still have Darkness up, but I'm not even sure if they spawn properly. You know what? I'm just going to aggro this whole zone. Making it easy on myself. This is obviously a testing scenario here now. Of course, I can't even tell where I am on this map. Maybe. Okay. Ugh. This place. Alright, wall hacking. Here's what I'm doing. Make myself real God mode like. That's annoying. Tight-hipped fly trap. Tight-lipped fly trap. No, it's an M. That has now multiplied itself. Why did it multiply itself? Or was there two already? What does this guy do? These are 119 era. This is, I mean, this is 119 stuff. But the server is not meant to be 119, even though these areas are 119. I'm also just kind of testing at the moment. So if I find myself not being able to go where I need to go, can I at least find a Bergen? I'm just going to head west and see what happens. I'll eventually come to, you know, I don't have this guy's spell either, but oh well. Shadow speckled snapweed. Looking for a Bergen. Stolid Bergen, there we go. Found one. Okay. They do spawn. They do, in fact, spawn. There's one right there. Now, I'm assuming that it doesn't have any moves. So, what are you trying to do in your shot? I am trying to get the Stolid Bergen here for Entomb and Tenebral Crush. But I forget what other... I think there's another elemental, an HQ elemental that spawns in this zone, but I don't remember which one. But I knew it was at least one of these. So, Entomb and Tenebral Crush. I'm going to make sure that those spells are present in the folder, and I am going to see if I can get them to be used and learned. Let's just double check that they're not here. Tenebral Crush. Tempest, Tempestuous, Tenebrous Mist, no Tenebral Crush. Okay. So let me find out some details about Tenebral Crush. Darkness damage, AoE. So I need magical dark damage. I'm going to just do Dark Orb, I guess. Find and copy Dark Orb. Dark Orb is a magical darkness ability. Dark Orb. Now I'm going to rename it Tenebral Crush. Tenebral Crush. And now, in theory, he should start using Tenebral Crush. Also, what is the other one again? Entomb. Entomb is AoE Petrify. So, if I find... What is that move that these scorpions do in Dynamis? Is this a spell? Is it Stone God? It's just a spell? Oh well, I'm gonna use the same thing. It's just an AoE damage with an enfeeble on it. So Entomb. So now in theory they should be using Entomb and Tenebral Crush. Mogates is the best zone, okay. You mean for finding all of these? So let me go down there and actually engage. See, these guys here are going to... I want to fight it legit, so I'm going to give it some real TP here. Let me get rid of these guys quick with some... I don't want the AoE the Bergen. Okay, now I will un-God mode and fight him legit so he can get some actual TP. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Shantoto. She'll probably kill it too fast. I don't need to be super fast anymore. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so using Flood. Don't you care, no big deal. I'm going to also take note of this guy's ID. So I can respawn him. 17854737. So I can respawn him again. In case I can't get him to use the thing. I've only seen him use spells so far. Should have used a TP move by now, I think. So now I will one mob after he fully disappears. Okay, he's back. I killed him too fast last time, I think. Should also silence him, so all he has to do is a TP move. He might just be prioritizing spells. Also, what's killing him so fast? Is it just me? Well, that doesn't help Tenzin. Not using any TP abilities. Maybe these guys aren't programmed enough. These guys might not even have any... might not have enough as much as the other guys that have had to manually enter. Yeah, he should have used something. Unless I spelled those wrong or something. T-E-N-E-B-R-A-L, crush. Entomb, Entomb. Tenebral crush. Tenebral crush. Spells, right? Okay. I put a lower delay, less damage weapon. Yeah. But I still think you should have used something there. Also, get rid of this extra damage. Bring in Joachim. After all, I am spell hunting, sort of. Let's try it again. Give it plenty of TP. Although he may have been trying to use spells, and he may have more. He may have just not chosen the ones I entered. Do they have more than those two TP moves? If they do, then it may have been trying to use those, using up their TP when it doesn't work, and then using those again. So I just need to give it lots of opportunity to possibly use it. Then again, yesterday I couldn't get Nature's Meditation to work either, but I have it in there appropriately, I think. You still, after dozens and dozens of crickets, it still wouldn't use Nature's Meditation, but it used the other three rapidly and freely. So, really, get out of here. Below 25% right now. It should be using something like crazy. Ugh. Alright, you bastards. Alright, so let me check my database. Let's just see if Entomb is even in the right spots it needs to be. It exists as a blue spell. It is, if you learn it manually, it is, usable. So, let's see. Mob groups. Elementals are clearly in the game. Are they associated with... Normally, elementals don't have any TP moves. You know? So, if Enoms don't have any TP moves, then they're probably not... The family is probably not associated with any TP moves at all right now, right? Because the first ones to use TP moves were the Adeline ones, and that hasn't even really been touched. Especially looking at Adeline zones, I expect to be especially painful because you're not looking into just add-all spells. Check the animation number, and there should be a listing for the Tenebral Crush in the mob skill database. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So, if I go to blue skills, blue skill list, actually let's go to spell list, general spell list, and I should be able to find it by the... Okay, so find Entomb. Alright, so Entomb is that one. Is there an animation number next to it? Animation 90999. Animation 999. Alright, so then if it's in the mob skill list, it should be under animation 999. So find 999. So Uranus Cascade Lambda. What is that? Unceasing Dread? Wait, that's not right. Animation 999. Actually, let me just sort the page by animation, and then I'll see anything that has that animation. Sort by animation ID. And then I'll just look for 999, and anything that has that should be in Tomb also, unless it's just nothing there. Okay, so looks like the animation is the same for Siphon Discharge. However, there is no entry here for Entomb at all in the mob skills list. So I need to make sure, I need to add an entry for mob skills list in this table. Correct? Yes, right? Right. So I need to add to this table that mob skill, and then need to establish that particular mob can use that skill. Don't know how to do that part though. Mob groups. Could it be one of the ones you had commented out the other day? I think I still have... No. Okay, so Entomb and Tenebral Crush are in the Actions Mob Skills folder. That part's done. Hey, how are you? On Blue Mage. Actually, that's using Sub Warrior's hand-to-hand skill. I just need a weak sword. Still about the same damage. Kill you quick. Try to hide over here, I guess, for now. So, I need to create a query that adds, well, let's see. Insert into spell list and tomb. I see that already right here. In the old query that I did the other day. It has here, insert, okay, so it inserts into spell list and tomb. So that's where it is able to be used as a spell by a character. So that's that. It does need to be inserted into, let me find this query here, just, God, let's see here. So I'll keep that up in a separate notepad entry. So let me just copy that line here quick. Insert into tomb. Okay, copy that into a notepad line. Okay, so that's my, there's some details about Entomb there that I could use later if I need to. So Entomb is number 722 with animation 999. Okay, here are the guys. Further down is a small list of mob skills that was updated. Alright, let me check that out. Go back to our message thread here. Okay. Okay, I see here, insert into blue traits, insert into spell lists. Okay. There should be an insert into mob skills. Okay, there it is, I see. Insert into mob skills. It should have happened. Insert into mob skills these values. Did it not happen? The first one I sent you, that didn't work, and it has some of the commented annotations around what each SQL entry means. So I might have used that one instead of this one. Let me just go ahead and do like one line here, insert into mob skills in tomb. Let me just run that query quick and see if it just works for that particular single one. So create a new query. It's just that one line. And then I'll run it. Run the little line. SQL query, duplicate entry for 2741 for key primary. Insert into mob skills. Okay, so it is in there. It is under mob skills. So it already is in the mob skills. Yeah, it's already in there. So maybe this mob group is not associated. It's just a mob group that's not associated with the mob skills. Family mods, family system. Mob groups. Mob family mods. No, this just changes certain things about the family of mobs. Mob family system. Let me sort by elemental here and see what I see. Sort by superfamily. Okay. Elementals. So perhaps your Bergen 2 isn't coded to use any TP moves. Well, all I did yesterday to make these mobs do the TP moves was add the Lua to the mob skills folder, and that just made it happen. But right now I'm looking in the mob family system, and I see elemental air, dark, earth. You know, they all have an entry here. And their ecosystem's elemental, and their super family's elemental. But these are the only ones I see under the elemental. I don't see Bergen, for example. So maybe I need to add a entry into this table for those elementals. Oh wait, there's hybrid elemental section here. Hybrid elemental air, hybrid elemental dark. Let me just sort by total ecosystem here instead of sort by super family, because that's slightly different, it looks like. Sort by ecosystem. Alright, so now Hawkwinds, Amorphs, Arcana, Avatar, Beast. Alright, so now I have all the elementals, everything that's considered an elemental, right in a certain spot here. Umbras are considered elementals, huh? Heartwings are considered elementals. So there's a whole section here for elementals, and the whole section here for hybrid elementals, but those hybrid ones might be the ones you see in like Abyssia areas, and not necessarily 119 areas. So, if that's the case, what's up, Bearcat? Then I need to add entries for these particular ones. And hopefully that's it. So, let me create a query for that and see if it works. So if I go back to the original query that created this table in the first place, mob family system, I should be able to just pull out one line to test out the one line. So let me find that. Mob family system query under the SQL folder. I'm looking for mob family system. Mob family system, there it is. Okay, I got the total query section here, so now let me add it to the end of the list so I'm not duplicating any IDs. So it looks like it goes up to 507. So I'm going to copy this line. That's the quasi-lumen. And I'm going to go back to a new query. Copy that here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is the query I have. Right up here. Obviously, the system is going to be off, so, or the line is going to be off. I'm going to make 508. I'm going to make this one. I guess it's still. Well, let's look at the data here. Number 508. Sort by family ID all the way down. Quasi-lumen. Okay, quasi-lumen is the family. Super family is Luminian. ecosystem is unclassified. But for elementals, it seems that I need to create something new for the family, something for the super family, and elemental here. Pardon me as I just talked through it here. If you mess with the SQLs, you have to update the database. Messing with the creating a new SQL will add to the database. I mean, I guess you could take away from the database too, but using SQL is what creates the database in the first place. So I'm just basically adding more to the database through the use of an SQL instead of manually entering each one, entering each field, which I suppose I could do, couldn't I? Maybe it's better to use an SQL line instead. Is Bergen type elemental? Well, let's look at the wiki. The wiki shows the elemental family is type elementals. Doesn't really say exactly. And let's see, Bergen's only, Entomb and Tenebral Crush. That's really all I got with from the wiki. The whole super family thing, and it's not quite right. So let me once again go back to an example of hybrid elemental. See if I can find one. Here we go. So let me use this one. Family ID, or Family ID 155. Let me copy that. Family ID 155, so that way I can have to change less values. Hybrid elementals are supposed to be 2 elements each, so 4 family. This having 8 makes no sense. So even the people doing this are like, what the heck is going on here? So maybe make them a query that instead, so I have to change less things. Alright. Wild family system, hybrid elemental air. I'm gonna make this, I'm just gonna call this Bergen, I guess. It's a hybrid elemental, it clearly is. It is an elemental. These other settings here, I'm not sure what they are. Let's see if I can figure that out. Mob radius, speed, HP, MP. Let's just get it in the system first and then go from there. So let's just run that query here. I've broken down and started installing 11. Good for you, Bearcat. Good for you. So, duplicate entry. Nope, I don't want to do that. You're right. I don't want to do that. Sorry about that, Mr. Heidi SQL. Did you run? Oh, I just did. I ran it and I was successful. So now the Bergen NM should exist, right? At 509, right? Let's run that again. Duplicate entry 509 for key primary. There already is a 509? Did I just make it? If so, where did it put it? Because I have a list here. Do I need to refresh? Let me go out of here and go back in. Maybe I just needed to refresh. 509. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, it's there. So now Bergen, hybrid elemental does exist in the thing. So now let's try to fight a Bergen again and see if that was enough to make it happen. Isn't it fun to work through this stuff with me, guys? Isn't this a good time? wondering if doing that is going to require a server restart. What am I doing? You guys should be getting some red lotus blades instead of circle blades. There's a little bit better damage. Okay, Bergen. Now, enjoy this TP and give me your stuff, please. Give me your stuff. Give me your stuff. Give me some Entomb. Maybe it might be trying to use Tentacle Crush right now. It might be trying to use something else. We have to give it a chance. Eventually, Entomb should happen if it's working. If what I did was enough. It's possible it's just trying other stuff and not Entomb. Could very well have to do with the other fields that I didn't change in that mob family. Also, it could have to do with this spawning before I made the change. I might need to kill one and then the next respawn will make it happen. Because I'm getting no TP moves right now. It's now under 25%. Should be using them freely. It's not going to. Let's wait for it to despawn and then manually spawn it again. Maybe it needs a fresh existence. Let's see. Actually, yes, I'm cringing a little bit, but it's all cool. Why are you cringing? Come on, this is fun stuff. That's part of why I keep coming back. Bearcat is not too difficult to run your own server. It doesn't require a super big gaming PC. You can just follow the LSP guide. Yeah. You can run it directly from your machine. That's the hardest part, getting a Square Enix trial license. Yeah, getting a Square Enix trial license so you can install the base game. Yeah. I haven't really looked at mobs. Do mobs themselves have their own Luas? Some do. If there's some special interactions they need, like special spawn conditions or special buffs that they get when they spawn, or for example, there's like, yeah, I mean the older content, like the base content of the game, it seems like every mob in the zone has its own Lua under the zone folder, because that's where you go and change the timing of the spawns for Circuit or Argus or something. Oops, keeping God mode. I need to spawn mob. Alright, so a fresh spawn of Bergen. Let's see if you actually want to do some TP moves now. 105 damage, ranged attack. That's pretty good. Cave Thief dual wield at 10 and Treasure Hunter at 37. I also changed the dual wield. I feel like Thief should get dual wield much earlier than it does. I also changed that. Alright, so what are you doing, Bergen? What are you doing? Give me something. Maybe I need to give him more spell options to use so we can actually test. But I have a feeling what I did in the database might not have been enough. Although it does have two spells. It has Entomb and Tenebral Crush inside its folder. Inside the Mob Skills folder. I just have a feeling this isn't quite being connected to it properly. Wondering if a server restart might do it. It could be. A server restart might do it. Looks like someone merged some Moblin Mazemonger stuff to LSP. Yeah, okay. If you're interested in this blue thing, community driven, I think you can ask Andy here. I zipped everything up and shipped it via Discord. Yeah, yeah. Can POS check yourself zone and then POS back? No idea. Could be a zone thing. It's worth a try. There should be a link in my description to join my Discord. If it still works. I'm not sure if it's a temporary link or not. Let me try a server restart quick before I go changing more things in the database when it's actually maybe working, in theory. Hey, let me give you this screen here. Not sure how long it's going to take to connect. We'll see. I didn't let the map finish loading, so might be a minute. Come on now. Alright, should I close out and drag it? Here we go. Alright, so, of course there's no weather right now. Also, Matt or Amp do, or Matt or Bearcat, or whoever. I went ahead and I changed some of the timed. Hey, Stolid Bergen is up without weather. Is it because I spawned in manually before I shut down? Anyway, I changed the timed Records of Evidence quests to have more gain XP, but they didn't seem to happen. Do these changes have to kind of refresh at the start of a new week before those changes happen? If anybody knows. Alright, Bergen, if you happened to need a server restart, then I just gave you one, and we'll see if you now work. You have 2 TP moves to choose from, and I'm going to give you a bunch of TP. You have no excuse but to use an ability for me, please. Really, wasps? Really? It's gonna sleep me, but I'm already... Okay. Thank you, Upruru. It's kind of funny how you're basically invincible, but you're still weak to enfeebles. This should be using an ability already. Alright, so let's think this through. Oh, we need a new link. I'll see if I can grab one here. General. Copy link. Let's see. There you go, check out that link. Alright. So clearly that didn't work. So let's investigate here. So right now the Bergen does exist in BYRGEN, under Hybrid Elemental, under Elemental, mod radius, speed, HP, MP. Not sure what that specifically means. Strength, maybe like at level 1. That's the maybe that's this level 1 settings. Charmable detects. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's think this through. In order to find out everywhere where this ability needs to connect to the mob, we need to find out where all those connections are, and then duplicate those connections with the settings for the one we're looking for. Right now, in the mob family system, Bergens did not exist. They do now, but that doesn't seem to be enough. So let me find just a regular no complicated mob. Let's go up to the top, all the way to the top, and find a B, just a regular B. All right, so B, vermin, ecosystem ID number 20. Elemental ecosystem ID number 11. I'm not sure what that is, but back up to the bees here. There is no part here that suggests what spells it could use. So let's see if we can find some instance of pollen. Family ID is the family mods. 11 is the elementals. Don't know what that means. It's probably not right. Family system is where we just were. Mob groups. Okay. Let's find B. Family system. Mob groups is not in here. Group ID. Group ID is here. Group ID anywhere in here? No. But are these... Let's look for B. BD Beetle? Nope. Maybe, alright, let's sort by name. Okay, now we'll look for B. B-E-E. Is there anything here for B-E-E? Beelzebub. So it looks like regular B here does not necessarily need to be in this list, in this table. These are for some sort of special circumstance, special section. I don't necessarily need to see. Mob skills. Entomb. Cerebral Crush. Okay. Anvil Lightning, Scouring Spate. So mobs exists under mob skills. But does it point to a does this point to a certain family of mobs? No, this seems to just handle some details about a mob skill. Timing of it, any skill chain section. Mob skill list. Could this be it? Let's see if show all. Now find Bergen. There is no Bergen. Let's see. Find B. Okay, B. B has these 3 skills. Okay, these 3 skills. Wait a minute. I might be onto something. I might be onto something, folks. Chapuli. well, okay, Chipuli is showing all of these. I was wondering if maybe the Chipulis weren't in here. The one ability that it wasn't using wasn't in here. So, skill list name, Chipuli has a bunch of all these spells here. And up to the top, B had all those spells. Adamantoise has all these, mob skill ID. But there is no section for, let me look for an elemental. Let me just look for air. Did I spell air wrong? A-I-R. Let's just do this. Let's do water. None for water. Because air elementals and water elementals do not have any TP moves. They're just spells. Right, right. So, I need to maybe manually add Bergens to the list here and associate it with the mob skill ID. Right? Skill list ID and mob skill ID. You might have to filter on name. I think you have a limit number in your query. I have show all is here, so the whole list is showing, but I will take your advice and I will sort by name, just in case. Okay. Now let me go to find Bergen if it exists. First, let me find air. We'd think air elemental would be easy to find here. AI, there's no AI. Okay. Let's see if I can find a Bergen, B-Y. Although it might be under stolid also if it's in here like this, so. But, let me just try. Bergen. Nothing Bergen. Is there a stolid? Nothing stolid, okay. Just a hunch, just a hunch. So let me go down to B. B-Y. I assume it's not in here, but Biako, that's not it. Alright, so if here's a list of all of the mobs and stuff in the game. And this seems to be the table where it associates the skill list name. Skill list name. Is a skill list name over here? Mob skill name. Mob skill ID. So mob skill ID is the key field that may connect that page, that table to that table. Skill list ID I still need. Skill list ID. Mob family systems, does that have skill list ID? Mob groups. Where else is the skill list ID? Skill list ID is right here. Maybe this is the key, primary key for this, and I'm just looking at it in this way. Bear with me as I talk through it. Skill list ID. Where else what other tables have skill list ID? Mob skill ID. Mob skill ID. Because I need to associate the skill list ID, right, to somewhere else. Mob spell list. Spell list ID. Skill list ID. Help me out here, folks. What am I missing? Mob skill list. There's two primary keys in a table. Maybe this is the only place it is, but I still this the primary key basically means that it's associated with another table, right? I mean, it's been a while since I took database class, but mob spell lists, skill list. Tell you what, let's just add one, okay? So, okay, so this is not the primary key. Oops. What did I just do? I don't want to do that. So if this column here has multiple entries, it's not the primary key, it's a secondary key, I think. So there is Bergen is going to have multiple. That means this particular one is the. What is this? I'm trying to talk myself through it here. So the unique list here is going to be the mob skill ID. So let's sort on that list. I'm going to add some. Oops. I'm going to add some stuff to the bottom of the list. I don't want to duplicate anything, so I'm looking at. Okay, so new query. Insert into single quote. Insert into mob skill lists, single quote. Values, open parentheses. Okay. And back to the data here. It's going to be 3 fields. Skill list name, which is going to be Bergen. Skill list ID, which I still need to figure out, and mob skill ID, which is going to be just the next one on the list. Mob skill ID is going to be 644. So, Bergen something 644 semicolon to end the line. So I still need to figure out what skill list ID. Where is that associated somewhere? So Behemoth skill list ID 51. Is that 51, 51, 51, 51, 51? Skill list ID. What is this skill list ID? The bottom of your list had a Jaggle on it too. I think TP move on Jaggle or LSB can crash the server. I was fighting some Jaggles earlier and everything was fine. So I need to find out what this skill list ID field should be. Because this is going to insert into that table the line for Bergen, and that, and mob skill ID. So I'm creating a new line, number 644, for Bergen, skill list name, and the skill ID. But these have repeated skill IDs, so they have entries. So this skill list ID has multiple entries of the same number. So this has to be something associated with a family, right? This Behemoth here has the same skill list ID. So maybe mob family system has skill list IDs. Let's find out where Behemoth is. Is Behemoth number 51? Behemoth is number 51. There we go. Look at this, guys. Behemoth is number 51. That's where the 51 comes from. It's under mob family system, which will associate the mob family to the skill lists. Yes! So, I need to find out whatever the Bergen is, and then that's the number I need to use. Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? So, I need to find where Bergen is. This is the family. So, family of Bergen. Let me sort again by name. Not by family ID, sort by family. And whatever I have in there for Bergen. 509. That's the one I made earlier. So this XX should be 509. Is this enough to associate what we're doing? And then I have Bergen doesn't exist. No, it's going to exist. It's going to be right here just fine. So insert into mob skill list value Bergen, which associates the family system right here. So this is just talking to the family system. And the 644 is the new entry in this table. Right? I'm doing it. I'm running this query, whether you all like it or not. No, I'm not. You have error, short list values. What am I doing wrong here? This must be a syntax error. Right? It must be a syntax error. So, that's right, we're not going here, we're mob skill lists. It's gotta be a syntax error, right? Skill list name. I'm creating a new entry called Bergen. Skill list ID of the 509 and 644, right? If only I had my camera going, but I'm half naked, so that's not going to happen today. I have to lose about 30 more pounds before I start streaming without a shirt. Insert into. Is there something wrong with my syntax here? Insert into. Insert into. Abilities. This is maybe not right. This is not necessarily the table name, right? This here. No, this is old. This is old. Insert into spell list, which is this down here. Values and tomb. And it has all the values here with commas. Right, right. Commas and the semicolon at the end. Right? Do I need a quote around Bergen? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Other queries? Is there? Yeah, there's quotes around. Even. Well, let's see here. Yeah, there are quotes around words, even if the word is not two words. Yeah. Now let's try it. No. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds with your Maria database server version for the right syntax to use near mob skill lists. Values, Bergen, 509, 644. What is wrong with my syntax? What's wrong with my syntax, guys? Insert into. Is that not right? Insert into. Values. Values. Mob spell lists. Well, the comma doesn't exist after the last entry. For this, before this column, this one over here, and this one worked. I mean, I guess I could just add an entry manually, right? Could I add an entry manually? Let's see if I can. Insert row. We'll just do this. It's Bergen. 509. Come on, come on. 509. 644. Okay, are you happy now? Are you happy now? Do you still exist? Do you still exist? Sorting. Skillless name. Do you still exist? Bergen still exists. Okay. So you are now associated properly. Get out of here. Get out of here, bees. Are you now associated properly, Mr. Bergen? And I acknowledge I might have to spawn you again. That's fine. That's no big deal. So wait, he's casting Tornado. Is he wind? Are these Bergens wind and darkness? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, baby. Use a TP move for me. Use something. Okay, it's about time. Not rasp. Should have used a TP move by now. But maybe I need to despawn and respawn. Maybe even a server restart, I don't know. Okay. Didn't work yet. Didn't work yet, but... Alright, so now let's respawn you. Oh, I don't have... Oh, no! The ID! The ID! I've lost the ID. Because I server restarted, I had the ID saved in my previous previous messages. So, anybody happen to know at what point in timestamp I could go back to find where I put the ID in? Put the ID in to try to test this. I'll check on my phone. Unless you guys happen to find it first. Okay. Going back, going back. So I guess it's just the last time I fought a Bergen. So it's not that far back. No, I'm talking about the mob ID, so I don't have, so I can there it is. Okay, got it. So I can spawn the mob manually. That's all. Spawn. Oops. Spawn mob 17854-737. Okay. Spawned. Okay, so now you got a fresh spawn. Maybe that helped. Maybe a server restart helps. I don't know. Not getting anything, folks. So he's used water spells and air spells. Shouldn't he be using stone spells and darkness spells only? So the spells are all screwed up too. So folks, this in fact might be one. If I can't figure it out, this might be one that I simply have to give myself manually. And ice spells. These guys are using every spell possible. At least I tried, yeah. This might be one that I just have to add manually to myself. I think it did use Sleepgo 2. The magic type of Arcana is not elemental for the flood spell. I've seen it used, I mean, just about every type of spell. Every elemental spell so far. Maybe I do need to zone out. But server restart, I don't know. Also, even if you add it, unless you fixed it, it's one of the broken spells. Let's see, so it's clearly doing spells, so Bergens are attached to at least some list of spells somewhere. So mob spells list maybe could be a clue. Show all. Search for Bergen. It's not in here. So I don't know. Spawn mods. Mob skills list. Bergen is there. I put it in there manually. Is putting it in manually in the database like this not good enough? Does it have to be an SQL line of code before it's like really, really in there? I mean, it's showing up here. Mob skill ID, I think, is mob skill family ID. Mobs is still. It seems like a very light match here. Not like a. It still doesn't seem to make sense how it's connecting. You know what? Skill list ID seems to be. I still can't find the skill list ID. This has got to be. If this is a key here, this key means it's the same. It's the same field in another table somewhere. And I really haven't found that same field in another table. I've just coincidentally found that 51 matches behemoths here and over there. So I'm not convinced that I'm really connecting them. I don't know, do you have to use the update database after editing SQLs? It seems like that's that way when I mess with abilities and traits. That's not a thing, but you're much more apt to make a mistake by manually creating table entries. Yeah. So as long as you're inputting the correct information, then, although 644, this one here is a much higher number. I thought, hold on a second here. I thought it was adding the last possible extra, the last ID at the 644. Is there another 644 somewhere? Mob skill ID. Hold on. This is the one I manually entered, right? Insert into mob skill lists. This is the one I was trying to enter, mob skill list 644. I was trying to enter one that may not exist. Me entering it manually may have in fact added a second of the second 644 under the primary key. Possibly. Let me sort that. Let me show all. Let's see if that's the case. Mob skill ID. Let's see if there's a duplicate 644. Well, there are duplicates of other ones too. But Dahaks, Kurs, Anatoboga, and Dragons all have the same thing, and so does Bergen. Bergen is wrong. The Bergen is wrong. It should be a brand new one all the way at the bottom. 3976. Let's try that. 3976. Okay. Brand new entry under the mob skill ID. Wait. The mob skill ID. Wait, it's right here. Mob skill ID. 2741, 2742. What? What? Bergen. Where are you, Bergen? Right here. Mob skill ID. Oops. And come on, type. Entomb. No entomb. Yes, there is. There's an entomb. Show all. Entomb. Okay, mob skill ID 2471. Under skill lists, mob skill ID. This is the primary key. That means there shouldn't be field names anywhere in the database that match this unless it's supposed to be connected. Right? Right? 2741. 2741. No? What is this? 2. Why am I 2741? Freaking unlock. I'm gonna add another entry. I'm onto something here, folks. I'm onto something. Insert value. Bergen 509 2742. Not insert value, insert line. Insert row. Bergen. Still 509 because of the family. 2742. Because mob skills. 2741, 2742. Okay, okay. Are we good? Okay, are we good now? Are we happy now? So, I'm going to... What is the one for defeat mob? Despawn. It's just despawn. Despawn, right? Despawn? Is it remove mob or what? Whatever. Bergen. Are you going to be happy now? This is the last thing I'm trying. And then I'm gonna take a rest for the day. Still nothing, but it maybe needs to fresh spawn. Okay. Spawn mob. Fresh spawn. Are you going to cooperate now? I don't think it's gonna work. create another line. Oh wait, I do have both of them in there. So, mob skill list. 509 for skill list ID, which seems to be mob family system, maybe. 509. Mob skill list. Mob skill ID for mob skill ID. Entomb and Tenebral Crush. Nothing. Well. Alright, folks. I think I'm going to call it a day. 12:30. Florida, hot afternoon. No AC. At least in this main part of the house. There are other parts that I have a AC running in. It's getting a little too warm to be frustrated dealing with databases. Maybe I'll try to look further into this, but in the meantime, I'm going to call it a day here. But thanks for those who did help out with me working through it. I appreciate it. And we will talk to you all later. Please like, share, comment.